Today on Trash Panda Off-Road, we do the 4-door brake conversion on my 2-door tracker. If you guys aren't sure about the 4-door brake conversion and why it's a thing, I'll explain it to you real quick. These are the 2-door rotors. These are the 2-door calipers. This is the 4-door rotor. This is the 4-door caliper. So obviously, let's just start right here with the calipers. Notice the size difference between the two. 4-door, 2-door. Way bigger brakes. So they say that by doing this swap, you get about a 20% increase in stopping ability. I don't know if that's true or not, but I figured I have the parts, I might as well do it. So just the calipers, there's that. The second thing is stack these up real quick. Oh, that's a bad one, it could fall. The 4 doors have slotted rotors. The 2 doors not. So increased cooling and larger caliper. Both very good, nice to have. Wasn't going to do this swap eventually. I was going to do this swap eventually, but what happened was, as we get ready for Overland Adventure 2021, I went ahead and did my axles, because as you can see, this one here was tore, this one here is also tore. So I swapped out my axles. I'm going to keep them, throw them in the box, can still use them for emergency or whatever. But then I went to go ahead and do brakes, and my calipers were froze up. This car, like the last 2 cars I bought off of Coastal Town. So there's a lot of rust in this thing, and the calipers are no exception to that. So since I had a busted up, stuck front caliper anyway, I went ahead and did the brakes. So as you can see, they fit right on there just fine. There is some trimming that I'll show you. And these bolt on just fine. The only thing is, you do need to keep the bolts for this bad boy right here that holds the caliper into the what is it called? I don't know, this frame here. So what you'll need, obviously, rotors, calipers, the bracket that holds the caliper to the spindle, and for sure these bolts, because they're different between the 4-door and the 2-door. So you'll need all this stuff and this. So getting started, I did the other side. We'll do this side today. Got some exhaust parts here. So first thing you gotta do, take the old caliper off, and then take off the old harness or whatever this thing, the mounting hardware. Then what you're going to do is take the old rotor off. So the correct way to do this is to find the right size bolt that goes in there, and you screw it in, and it forces the rotor off. There's one there, one on the other side. The incorrect way to do it is to gently tap the back of it here with a hammer and a piece of wood, and that will eventually get that thing to come off that way as well. So when you take your brake caliper that you had and just put it off to the side, because you're not going to mess with that yet, because there's some trimming that needs to be done on this shield here. So these, I believe, are 14s. These back here, to take the rest of it off, are 17s. So take that off. I already loosened them yesterday. So we'll take that off. We'll get this off. Don't have to mess with any of this. I did all that when I changed out that axle. That's in good shape again. So let me do that, and then we'll get back to it. I'll show you what you need to trim off the dust shield. Well, good news for me, not great news for the video. Apparently, this is already a 4-door dust cover. So I wonder if when I put this spindle on, I took it off my 4-door and just changed the rotor at that time. So it's already cut back, and I guess the best I could do is show you. Here is here's the two-door one. It goes on like that. You see all the space that is in there right now. So this is the four-door one. It goes on like this, in there like that. And see how it's already cut out and there's still a bunch of space. Basically, on the two-door dust cover, it comes out to like here, so you have to cut this section off right here, and then this section here has got, it goes from like right there to right here, so you have to cut about an inch off right here at the back and about half an inch off right here at the very back. Let's see if I can get the camera under the other one to show you. Let's see, maybe. Look out. Good boy. Okay, so this one is not the four-door one. And you can see it was cut flat right there. And then you can barely see up in here where it was cut right along where that bolt goes. Probably can't see it. So guess we're not going to show you after all, because this side's already done. So that's actually the only modification you need to do to get these to fit. So now we'll put the new rotor on and the new backing from the four-door rig, and then we'll be cruising right along, looking towards putting the new caliper. Since I run a wheel spacer, I put my wheel spacer on to help suck everything tight. Then we went ahead, like I said, you put this back in. I set the brakes back in. I'm gonna run the old brakes for about 2 weeks just to get everything dialed in. Then I'll do quick brake pads. So, old caliper, new, much bigger caliper. Again, real simple. I think this is a 14. You might have to pry it out of there, and then you just put it right here, crank it back down. Oh, before that, make sure you take your caliper there, push it back so that you can fit it over your brakes. Ta-da! Alright. And then, once you get it all set back up, put your bolts back in here to hold it down, and then crack open your bleeder valve so that you can start putting fluid into it. But always pay attention to your fluid reservoir. That's it, guys. It's really that simple. Just a matter of swapping out rotors, calipers, things that hold the calipers in, and now you got to bleed the brakes. And you do have to cut the tin for the dust cover. Other than that, that's it. Really not a hard upgrade at all. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Follow along Trash Panda Off-Road on Instagram. I will post updates and stuff to see how this thing goes. Other than that, thanks a lot for watching the video, guys. Put any comments and questions down below. See you in the next one.